Alright, let's boot up Mamizo, attempt 2. This is one of my favorite Croco explanations yet.
Oh, God.
Guide for Mamizo. I don't like anything about this stage. Mamizo is annoying, the stage is annoying, Niue is annoying, the word's kind of annoying too. There you go.
Good.
My shot type ranking is Reimu is good, Marissa is okay, Sanai sucks, and Yomu is weird.
So I'm going to have a good time.
Well, you're already going to have a good time no matter what character you pick. Oh, I didn't control it. Oh.
Whoops.
Alright. Chad, I still haven't got anything yet on my capture card, but the payment went through.
I need to take it out.
What the fuck? How did you... What?
What did I do?
I don't know what I did. Oh, there we go.
Okay. I don't have to take it out. So this was pointed out in a tweet a while ago. You ever notice how Reimu's purification rod just gets longer each game?
Well, I mean, in 14, it's literally massive.
But like, remember in 6 when it was just a small stick?
Maybe it's been gradually getting power from the mallet, and then the mallet incident finally happened, and then it goes back to normal afterwards.
Did it?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Volume still looks good. My volume is high.
That's fine.
Make sure this is all correct.
That's your stuff.
Yeah.
I look to see if there's a 7. That's how I know if it's yours.
When I edit, I put the volume up pretty high to hear things.
Ah.
Chat, yeah, so the payment went through. I still don't have an ETA on shipping, which is annoying, but hopefully the card gets here soon, within the week. I also put together the parcel for the first batch of Fumos. I don't know when that's gonna show up though. Shit, I already fucked this up.
I don't remember what happened in the stage.
Alright,
That's
so
a shame.
basically I'm not allowed to die until I get to the end. And apparently these fairies show up the farther end from you, I guess. Whatever that means.
Huh.
Okay, well,
That's unfortunate.
I died, but I need to know what's going on after that. So after the 4th one, they come down the sides and middle, so I need to not move in that spot. So I'm supposed to stream like this, collect all the blue goo, and then, shit, I keep fucking that up. 2, 3, 4, and then I wait here. There we go.
Oh.
And then 3 more come down. And then I don't know what to do from there. I need to double my life pieces at Niue, so I need a full gauge, and dying kind of fucks that up.
Yeah.
Wow! I'm having a great time here. Shoot!
Shoot is good. Especially when it's your only option. So chat, remember last time we were talking about Pokemon? And I may have brought up that some people believe that Landorus Incarnate was next to go. Guess who's banned?
Melmetal?
No.
What?
Landorus Incarnate.
But why?
Because it's almost like 115 special attack with 101 speed and sheer force. A bit much.
No, it's not. It wasn't enough, frankly. Pokemon
Right,
is a
it wasn't.
powers
That-
game.
You know why it got banned? Aurora Veil plus Weather Ball.
Now, I fucked up because I bombed there and didn't use the trance, but at the same time, I can't get more than 2 lives anyway in this extra stage. Yes, you heard me right. The max amount of lives you can get in this fucking extra stage is 2. So, the resource hurting really sucks.
Yeah.
I already goofed it, but whatever. We're here now.
I mean, if you just don't goof it again, you won't ever need it.
Yeah, but Niue is really dumb.
Everything she does is just pain.
Like,
This doesn't look that bad. Then the
this
next
one
card is
sucks,
pain.
and the next one is anus. This one right here is
Yeah,
fucking
this one's
awful. This is purely random. Look at this. I just have to hope that where I'm standing is okay. What am I supposed to do about that, other than eat shit?
I don't know. I'm not the one doing the extra stage yet.
Now this one's easy.
Yeah, this is just bootleg cranberry trap.
Yeah, the red ones are aimed and the blue ones are random. I gotta remember to let go of focus when I'm not under them so I can call in the amulets. Whoa, bitch! Okay, I don't remember what comes next. Right.
Yeah, Lando I was pretty good. Funnily enough, the thing that I think was what pushed it over the edge was people pairing it with Alolan Ninetales, so not only putting it behind Veil, but then also giving it Ice-type Weather Ball.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I never fought it myself, but it was alright. I was pretty good.
I'm doing that for the bomb pieces. I'm using a bomb for bomb pieces. That makes perfect sense. Well, I was supposed to use my spirit gauge here because these guys drop bombs, and then the next guys drop 1-ups. Like that. So I got one of them.
Nice. Oh no.
I don't want to play anymore.
6 minutes.
Well, I don't know what it is, but these last 2 extra stages have just been awful. Honestly, they've just been really bad extra stages. I've played through Blondres, I've played through Ron, and Yukari's, and Moko's, and fucking Suiko's, and Koishi's, and the first one that I was like, wow, this stage is fucking cheeks, was 12. Yeah, it was 12. And I was like, okay, 10 Desires is Baby Game. So the extra stage will be Baby Game 2. Wow.
How wrong we were.
It's annoying because, again, it's a lack of resources. I don't even know what I'm doing for this part. I'm just trying to imitate what I saw. I think at the end I'm supposed to pop Spirit, but I need to find a better place to do it. So yeah, the 1 and 3s are aimed at you, and the 2 and 4s don't. Well, I mean, they're aimed, but not.
I get it. I don't actually get it. You know, it's funny. I did play Showdown a bit a few days ago. I had a nice interaction with someone who was using a Melmetal called Get This Band. And I was using a Pheromosa. And basically, Pheromosa came back because Pheromosa good. And he was like, yo, ban Pheromosa. And I'm like, for real. Also ban Melmetal. we had a nice little bonding moment where we both agreed that we were using broken shit.
Dude, Pheromosa gets triple axle now.
Yeah.
What is that horse shit? Why is there a fireball going up the wall?
You know what I forgot? I forgot about Beast Boost. I killed something and I was like, oh yeah, I get an attack boost from this.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, friendly reminder that Pheromosa has 137 in both its attacking stats. And then like 141 speed.
So whatever one you invest in gets the Beast Boost. You know what?
Yeah,
How about
as long as you don't overinvest in speed. Oh dear. She has a hitbox on her body.
Okay. Now, I don't mean to be a fucker here, but I just feel like when you explode the boss and resources spit out from inside of them,
maybe
that
don't.
Putting a hitbox in them at the same time is kind of mean-spirited.
A little bit.
Well. This is gonna be so fucking bad.
Chat, we're not even 10 minutes in and we've already got the head on the keyboard.
Ugh.
I am the storm. Who is the storm approaching? Is it Dylan? Is Dylan the storm that is approaching?
11 was better.
Chat, sometimes I can't believe the words that come out of his mouth.
It's true, though.
It's not true.
11 was a hard game, but it was at least fair.
I'm willing to agree with that. I just don't like the life piece mechanic in it.
Look at this one's life piece mechanic.
Oh, I'm not saying this is any better. I think this is hot garbage.
This one's life piece mechanic is 10 times worse because you don't get any. That's the problem. If you played good in Subterranean, you got a lot of lives, which is great.
Yeah, I wasn't very good at that.
If you played good in this game, you get a fat load of fucking nothing.
You get 7/8 of a life.
Do you know how many 1-ups you can get from the extra stage in 1211?
How many?
Well, there's 5 life pieces, and each cooldown / spell card gives you 1. That's at least 3 life pieces, maybe even 4 if you're like perfect.
Yeah.
This gives you 2. 2 for playing perfect.
Nice. I don't know if Dawn has graduated to Alien that's immune to bullshit.
Not to mention this bullshit right here.
Yeah, Nue doesn't look fun.
Nue and Kogasa are just random bullshitters. At least Miracle Fruit was consistent and I just fucked it up. At least the RNG and Bumper Crop wasn't stupid. What is this?
I mean, I'm saying this as a spectator. The first one doesn't look awful, but the second one looks like pure ass.
This one is pure ass, because it's pure RNG.
Yeah. Some are stabbed. Others are aimed directly at you and can be done the same way every time. And others are bullshit.
Kaboom!
Bonus fail. He's only an alien at the moment. He's just a regular alien. No immunities thus far.
I think I hate this game now. I think this is another one of those games I don't ever want to come back to.
I mean, at least it's
not because it's hard, but because I dislike its mechanic.
It's almost like being forced to move around in a game where you need to have precise movements is a bad idea.
Yeah, it is. It's terrible.
It's not a good idea.
This game is so stingy on its life pieces. I didn't get a single 1-up in the main game until stage 3. It doesn't matter how easy it is. Running on easy mode with 1 hit is pretty difficult. Oh, well.
First 12, now 13. Who's next on the never come back list? Probably 15.
Look, I'm just saying, there's a reason that Touhou 6, 7, and 8 are the ones that are widely revisited.
Yeah, there's a reason that I call them my favorites.
They're solid games that also have a crutch for people who aren't very well invested with the 1-ups. They have neat patterns.
They make sense. There's no obnoxious gimmicks. In fact, the gimmicks in those games kind of help you more than they hurt.
The Cherry Blossom border is great.
Chat, I really do like it better when score mattered for your 1-ups.
Okay, so I actually got the perfect amount of life. That's a perfect right there. Wait, did Nue kill me? I think Nue killed me.
No, yeah, she did.
Nue did kill me. 10 is fine. 11 is fine. I think those games are fine. 12 is when things really start to fucking roll downhill, huh?
Yeah.
Chat, how's 14? I don't even remember anything about 14.
14, we have weapons or not. Which Touhou would you say is the best to start with, then?
8 or 7.
Yeah. The only reason we don't say 6 in that regard is just because of some quality of life stuff.
It's a bit dated.
A little bit.
I don't do this right. Alright. Like, 6 has some issues that, like, you can avoid. Well, they're not, how do I explain this? It's like, they're there, and you can put up with them, but they're not there in any other game, so getting used to them is kind of pointless. It's better to, play the newer, quote-unquote, newer one. With 7. 7 has a good mechanic that's beginner-friendly.
Yeah.
It makes sense point-wise to get things. 8 just has a ton of 1-ups and lets you continue a lot, so you can actually play the game. 10 is when they actually start expecting you to be good at the games, and it gets a bit difficult. And then 11 is fucking hard.
11 is fucking hard because I don't like life pieces, chat. I really don't.
12 is the same mechanics to 10 and 11, but UFOs. I fucked this up. Yeah, I fucked it up.
Okay,
I was supposed to start like right below her and go downwards like this. And then once you reach a certain point, do a wide one and then cross back up.
DDC?
It's like red oni, blue oni in that regard.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, I did the homing bullets on her.
DDC is the one game where everything gets less annoying, although resource mechanic is still mad. I don't remember much about 14.
I don't remember anything about it.
We were still bad at the game, so we didn't want to see it.
I did.
You did?
Yep.
Okay, I don't know. I don't think I actually beat it at all. I think I pulled the I didn't get the 1cc, therefore I no longer care about the run.
So this one I was recommended to get kind of close to it, so I don't have to deal with as many birds.
Birds. The bird is the word. Don't you know about the bird?
I think I liked it better when, well, shit. I liked it better when the only hard part about this was that if, her bullet hitboxes are weird.
That one's hard about it.
It's just hard. I don't have enough lives to play with, and I hate her cooldowns.
Yeah, her cooldowns look awful.
So this one is
Exploding frogs.
RNG where the frogs go, but then you just gotta dodge the bullets they shoot. It's not as bad as you think, but if the frogs give you an unfavorable pattern, then I guess you can just eat shit and die. So before you do the spell card, it is optimal to pray to the frog god.
I do pray to the frog god. I am the shrine maiden to the frog god shrine. I do pray to the frog god for strength.
Yeah, I still don't like her cooldowns.
You only get life pieces by collecting a certain amount of key items by the item line. 20 gives a bomb piece, 60 gives life piece.
And this is just cross-dodging.
I don't like cross-dodging. It's not fun.
No.
Like, cross-dodging is why I didn't beat Yukari. I couldn't do the timeout.
Bonus
I can't cross-dodge. Oh, this looks like cooked!
Alright, this one's stupid.
Oh yeah, this one. I forgot which one came next.
As if it made any sense to me.
Works out for me.
I don't understand any of this.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Alright. This one is awful.
Well, deserted island. Ah, yes.
Froggo's explanation for this one was hold your trance gauge so you can skip it.
Well, you've got bombs, so... Kind of weird to have an extra stage boss not immune to bomb damage. You know, I was wondering that. Does she have a bomb shield? Because it doesn't look like it. But
Yes, she does. She just doesn't have it on her cooldowns like every other extra stage boss.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, like, she doesn't have the active shield like Nue and Koishi did.
You can't see it, but it's there.
Yeah, I figured it was still there.
So this one is really fucking dumb.
Pseudo exorcism of the stupid shrine maiden.
So you know how the last two games I played.
Why does Zun keep thinking this is a good idea?
Yep, that's exactly what I was about to say. The last two fucking games I played, the spell card before the timeout spell is, oh, the boss moves all around the place, and if you don't know exactly how to do it, you can't beat it, because it takes literally your entire time bar to actually beat it. So instead what I have to do is play pseudo timeout before the actual timeout again. 3 games of this, Zun. 3 games of this. I have no idea how that one works. All I know is I have to go in a circle, and I guess sometimes I can dodge the things she throws at me. Either way, I have to wait 70 seconds for the game to end. Fun, right?
Huzzah!
That is the boss. That is the boss. Look, chat, I'm just saying, there's a lot of Touhou games, but there's also a damn good reason that only so many of them are played regularly, and people shit on the other ones. I'm learning that firsthand.
Yep.
If you like a game, more power to you, but oh my good god. There are a few of these games that I never want to play again after I'm done the extra stage on them.
I'm just gonna go back and fight Flandre for the rest of my life.
Well, I like 6, 7, and 8. I like those games. I'd even go back and play 11.
I can go back and play 10.
But 12 is basically where I stopped.
I stopped at 11, frankly.
There we go. Well, I guess there's 15. 15's different, though.
Yeah.
15's kind of weird in that regard. I don't remember much about 16. I know the point system went back to being the lives. I know we fucked up a few times on it, so I don't know how difficult it is.
I don't know.
Alright, there we go. Okay, well, got my life pieces. And 17, I don't know much about 17, because I played it exactly once.
I don't remember anything about it.
I was too tired to actually do anything afterwards, so I died to Mayumi a lot, and then I didn't even get the cake, and I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Sounds about right, back in the day.
There we go. Unknown Stripes. The music never degraded, though, that's for sure.
Nope.
Dude, you just have to sit there for 20 seconds and hope you don't get caught.
Fun game.
Not my idea of fun. Chat, what's your favorite Touhou game, and why is it not this one? Mine's probably 7. Maybe 8.
Honestly, yeah.
8 has some of my favorite characters. It has my favorite character, anyway.
That's my 4th favorite.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm still doing damage to her, despite being dead. I like the music in 8 as well.
The piano is a good instrument.
And I think last words are cool as fuck. I like 7's barrier system, though. If only because it makes me feel strong. Well, this is a predicament. I missed one.
Gameplay wise 7, music wise 13. 9 it has Yuka.
9's a bit different. I don't
Yeah.
I don't know, that one's weird. Like I wouldn't say it doesn't count by any means, but
Mountain of Faith is pleasant. 12, you're a liar. 8, because it has the most solid music, story, and character.
alright, if you're gonna say 12, you're gonna need to explain what it is about 12 you like. Unless you're just memeing, in which case, way to add to the conversation.
My favorite is 6 because until I beat it, I can't play any other ones to judge them.
I like that answer.
12.3 because playable Oku and I can actually complete that game. Mountain of Faith has the best collection of OSTs, changed my mind. I think Mountain of Faith has my favorite overall OST in Touhou.
I disagree, but it has a lot of great music.
I mean, like, I feel like if someone says, like, oh, this Touhou game has my favorite music, you can't tell them they're wrong.
Well, no, you can't, because that's subjective.
Yeah.
You tell me the gameplay is
Yeah.
good based on the music, then unless it's a rhythm game, I can't
I'll
really
be
agree
like,
to
you
that.
know what? I don't like. I disagree. I think I like this. I like this game's soundtrack more. But I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna give you weird looks for saying that Touhou 9 has your favorite OST.
It has some really good music in it. Touhou 11 has probably the majority of my favorite tracks. The game's just fucking hard. 12 also has a lot of great tracks, but I vehemently despise its gameplay.
Yeah.
Every time I get here, nothing ever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when I get here because Nue shows up and then she hits me.
And then you die.
I can't avoid dying. Look how much damage I do. See, this one is just weird because the hitboxes on the fireballs feel weird to me. That's about it.
I see. DDC is also a fave along with 7.
I wish I remembered more about DDC, honestly.
Yep.
I think 14 might be one of the most forgettable ones for me. And not because of the characters and music, but I guess it's just because the actual events of the game are so not really relevant, I suppose, to a lot of different things. It's like, after doing the sequence of 10, 11, 12, and 13, all being like, all the incidents are caused by the previous ones, and then 14 just kind of branches off and is like, yeah, I guess this is happening, whatever the hell this is, and then it has a bunch of characters.
And Saki is back.
That's true. Saki does come back. That is probably one of the most memorable things about that game. I guess Seija did get her own game afterwards, and Sukuna got in the fighting games. I don't think she constitutes as much of a character, though.
Unfortunate.
But yeah, no, 14 to me is just like, it seems like the events that happen in 14, in the grand scheme of things, are so small that I don't end up remembering it too much. Even the characters that show up aren't much of note after the fact.
No, it's kind of a shame.
There we go. Personally, I wish there was more Raiko. I like that character.
Let's never forget that you're no fault one of the creators against Tokyo. That's true. She did do that.
And won.
Mm-hmm. Are there plans to return to Fairy Wars eventually?
Oh yeah, probably after this one, honestly, just to get that one done. I know Magus Knights is a popular track, and I know that I've heard the extra stage in that one's pretty annoying too. But
fun.
It is what it is. I will beat her, but I don't think I'll enjoy most of the process. I kicked Nue's ass, though.
Yeah, that one was impressive.
I'm glad, too, because her stage is probably going to make me stop. Hey. What is a man?
A primitive Danmaku transformation.
I hate this.
It doesn't look fun. I can't speak for Dylan, but I have not heard the extra stage theme in the Great Fairy Wars.
The stage theme, I don't actually know it. The Magus Knights, I do know.
I don't even know Magus Knights.
Starts with a heavy trumpet. Bang, 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 bang.
Doesn't surprise me. That's basically Zun's trademark.
I fucked it up again!
Okay, you worked it out.
You think so, but it gets faster, and because she moves all over the fucking place!
Cat Dylan's not having fun. And if the game's not fun, what's the point? I adore Love Colored Master Spark. Everyone does. Because it's a damn good theme.
That was one of my favorites.
It's probably top 5 overall themes.
What's this again? Oh, birds.
Birds, so...
This is scary!
I'm not really sure what the point in getting close is
To avoid the bottom bullets, and only have to dodge the top ones to come down.
I see.
Frog. Give me a gracious pattern. Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, Marissa has a lot of themes. I don't remember. Isn't it like 6? Or
6 or
something?
5.
6 or 5.
Yeah, Touhou 2 is Love Color Master Spark. Touhou 3 is Phantasmagoria Dim Dream. Touhou 4 is Magus Knights. And Love Color Master Spark comes back in Touhou 8, and then Magus Knights comes back in 12.3, and then she has Witch's Battle in the fighting games, and Magus Knights Reduction in the later fighting games as well.
Death Band. this?
Almost just got hit. This is the dumb one.
Ah, yeah. I don't like how close you get to them.
I have no idea how I just did that.
You played good.
Fuck
Yep,
it.
I don't blame you. Got the cooldown. Wild the deserted island again. Ah, yes. Side dodge is my favorite. Or you know.
Steve!
If I weren't retired, I'd do that. Bonus fail. Ooh.
That one's actually easier because it's consistently just dodging left and right to avoid the little poke out in the column. Baka Tanuki! Okay, how do I do this?
Good question.
So they're aimed at me. And then the Froggy Brave in the Storm will
I just realized
explode.
she's dressed up as Rainbow for this.
Well, yeah, it's Baka Miko.
Look, I didn't realize it, okay? I was looking down. I was looking down at her down there. I was like, huh, Rainbow Sprite's a bit bigger than I remember it being. Then I realized it wasn't Rainbow Sprite. Alright, so this looks like massive hits. Use bombs to break through the frogs. Seems to work out.
I know I'm doing it wrong. But I don't care. It's really fucking dumb.
So close. There you go.
Alright, now the timeout.
Alright. Mamizo Danmaku and 10 transformations.
So it's dogs.
Doggos. More dogs. I wonder if you stood directly as far as you could go, would they still be aimed at you?
If I had the answers to that question, I would be done already. What do you think? And guess what? Now the red ones show up.
Yeah, I think.
Guess what they do?
Oh dear, it's not alternating, it's just adding the layers. Oh dear. Oh dear, this looks hard. Looks hard, Jenkins.
Now you are condensed in a lineup. Now there's people.
Ah, good. Oh, there's the time limit. I was looking up in the corner. I was like, where's the time limit? Hey! Alright.
And apparently this is not that hard.
Don't say that too soon.
Do I have a bomb?
No.
Okay.
Half a bomb. Now you have two again.
Oh,
no.
I didn't see the frog!
It wasn't even. It was just one errant bullet. That was unfortunate. That's
Wow.
That's a blind. Yeah, that's an Asper blind.
I didn't see the bullet. I wasn't looking at it. I kind of assumed when I hit the next part of it, it would just clear the screen for me, and then it didn't.
Fair.
Well, that is unfortunate. I have to do all that over again. Man.
It's unfortunate, but what can you do? I'll fucking do it again. He'll do it again. Right, he'll do it again.
I was almost done this shit.
Chat, what do you think the nutritional value is on a Danmaku bullet? Do you think bullets are high in potassium?
High in salt.
So alright, so they're high in sodium. I was just thinking again about that one time someone ate one, and I was thinking like...
It tasted sweet like candy.
Sweet like candy. Does that mean it's sugary?
Well, it was Marissa's.
So, okay, so it's...
Nope,
so
your
it
turn.
depends on the person.
Your
right?
turn.
Okay. It's my turn
Your
now.
turn.
It has suddenly become my turn.
Follow the static release bullets turn 8 amps, plus random spot handles, so I think. And need a route for this one, or you're going to time it out. You basically need to follow her instead of restraining hands. She don't want to double trash bullets. Flip first horizontally, that as aim birds, misdirect the birds up and down, and try to find gaps for the dogs. Finally, shoot vertical human bullets confined to the middle, worst survival spell card in the series, IMO. Well, I hated it, but I managed it. Full Moon, damage based, but only 2 phases, also has a timeout phase. Dodge by rotating glowy bullets while streaming the aim bullets. Easy to get clipped by the glowy bullets, gets faster at the end, most boring final extra stage spell card in the series.
Hey.
I mean, it is incredibly boring considering it's the end of the run.
Yeah.
But I still got clipped by it. I got clipped by it, and then I hit a stray bullet. That is so fucking unfortunate.
What is this ghost, and why is it the stage 1 mid-boss?
It's a spirit.
Why is it Nameless Spirit on the Touhou sword?
Probably is.
Are we sure? I feel like I'd remember if Nameless Spirit from 10 Desires was on the Touhou sorter.
Koichi has 2 timeout spells and a pseudo timeout spell. But the thing is, the what was it, the polygraph spell is really cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed looking at it.
I like that one. That's a cool spell. The genetics one, where it's 90 seconds and she just tackles you, is fucking stupid. And then the timeout spell is just, it's only 30 seconds long, but it is some of the most awkward dodging I've ever done. Like, yeah, you gotta hold the A button.
Yeah, I forgot.
Like, the blue one is weird, but all you have to do is get to the top right of the screen and you're okay. The yellow ones are awkward as hell to dodge, and then the red ones are just kind of like follow the square and then either navigate to the bottom of the screen or just bomb your way back down there instead. It's just like Koichi had genetics, then Nue had the darkness, and now Mamizo has Baka Miko, and it's just like, fuck off. I'm sick of these spell cards where they move around like that, cause I can't shoot them down. And they give you so much time to shoot them down because he expects you to chase them around. I'm not chasing them around, Zed. I'm just trying to run away and live.
Son, you can't chase around in a game that requires precise movement and positioning.
And then what ends up happening is I get hit, and I don't get any bonus, and then I go immediately into the timeout spell. So in the last 3 spell cards, they're just like, well, I hope you have resources to burn because you're coming up on some hot shit.
Funyuns.
I can't believe that was the first time I died on a final spell card.
Yeah, my first time was on Moko.
What an unfortunate way to go.
Yeah, that's a feel bad there.
The way I died really sucks because it was easily avoided.
Indeed.
But yeah, that was pretty much all I had to do was just go through the glowy bullets. Easy to get clipped by. That's good though. Can't wait to get clipped by those. Man, that ghost sled just doesn't do it for me. Not as good as Border of Life.
It really isn't.
I don't think she should have been the first stage boss.
No.
I think Zun should have just created a random boost. That's all he needed to do.
Another random ghost from the Netherworld. That the fans could pretend hangs out with Yomu and Yuyuko, but realistically it's probably just nobody.
Well, yeah, but we could have pretended at least.
Yeah, we can pretend.
We would have had another character. And you never know when the stage 1 boss is going to explode in popularity.
Exactly.
I learned that from Rumi and Nazarin. Comparing a stage 1 boss team to a final boss team. Because it's a stage 1 boss and a final boss. And you say that, but I think Eternity Larva's stage 1 theme is better than some stage 6 themes. I like Eternity Larva's theme more than I like Flight of the Bamboo Cutter. I like Eternity Larva's theme better than Utsu's theme. I don't even like Utsu's theme that much.
It's alright.
I like the only themes I like less than it in 11 are probably Yugi's, just Yugi's themes. Like Yamame's themes aren't anything special either. They're fine. But Utsu's theme I don't really care for that much. That opinion is impressively bad. Yeah, what's your point? Everybody's allowed their opinions. Just don't try to express your opinions as fact, and that's fine. My opinion is that I do not like Utsu's theme very much. And compared to the rest of the OST in the game, it's probably on the lower end for sure. Like, Heartfelt Fantasy is my favorite stage theme. Story Maiden's really good. I love A Lullaby of a Deserted Hell and Be of Good Cheer. I don't really care for Yugi stuff. I love the bridge people no longer cross and Green Eyed Jealousy. Dark Blowhole and whatever Yamame's theme is are okay. Last Remote and Hartman's Yokai Girl are fantastic. And I don't really consider the credits, ending, or menu theme in any of that rotation when I talk about game themes because you don't listen to those very long.
Nah.
I don't remember Ebisu's theme. I do remember that I thought a good number of tracks in 17 were really good though, that's for sure. I do think Utsu's theme fits her character. It's just not the kind of thing I like.
And
Well, I mean,
perfectly fair.
not even true. I like that kind of music, but I guess just in Utsu's case, I don't care about it as much as the other ones. I like the piano and whatnot. I look at this and think, I wish this is what Mamuzo did, but that will never happen.
Unfortunately, no.
How much longer do I have to play 13?
I don't know. However long it takes you to beat Mamuzo, apparently.
I was almost done, though.
I know you were.
I was almost done! I lost 2 lives to the easy ones!
Those were the easy ones!
That's a really flaccid ending spell card, though. Like, all the other shit she throws at you, and then she just turns into crisscross bullets.
I don't like this.
Crisscross bullets and frogs. That was it. It would have been fine as like a first spell card, but it got stretched out to the last one. I dislike it. Yeah. I should have prayed to Suiko before I did it.
You should have.
I got blindsided by a fucking frog, dude.
Do the arm wave dance.
Yeah, anyway, I asked earlier because I couldn't read chat, but chat, what's your favorite game and why?
I listed a few of them. That's what I was doing.
The why is more important to me. I want to know why it's your favorite game, because there's a lot of these games to choose from, and there's got to be a good reason for it. I already said mine. I like 8 because it has great music, it has good characters, and it has a good resource system that lets me play the game and practice it.
It has a good resource system in that it lets me start with enough resources to beat the game.
Exactly. The only thing I don't like about it is that the alternate path pretty much makes you never have to go to Eden, and I like Eden's theme a lot. So
Fair.
I get shafted on that.
And also the fact that it essentially forces you to beat the game twice.
8 times if you want to get everything.
Yeah.
6 because it owns my soul. Gameplay wise 7, music wise 13, 15 because I like pain apparently. 13 because I can play it on normal mode. Well, once you get better at it, you can play other games, and then you'll probably have a wider opinion. The thing is, I was constrained to the games I could beat, but that number is greatly improving, and now I'm actually able to have an opinion on some of the later ones. And I can honestly say that I don't like them as much as the older ones, for one reason or another.
I miss the old Reimu.
8 because of the story, characters, and music. Yeah, that's pretty much what I think. The music, characters, bullet patterns, you play as Mima and Yuka with mods. I mean, that's a fair reason, but it's kind of weird that it's your favorite because doesn't the mod just replace a shot type of a character? Doesn't actually give them a unique one. 11, it was great feeling to beat it and also has the best music. See, I can agree to that. 11 is a hard game that feels satisfying to clear patterns on, and it does have some of the best music. I do think the game is hard, that's for sure, but I'm not as easily frustrated by its difficulty.
I am.
I'm frustrated by... The difficulty is something you come to expect in a shmup, but when the difficulty is created by a lack of resources or a stupid resource mechanic, then I get frustrated. Hence, what we've been playing the last week or 2. The UFOs are really poorly done, and I hate them. And this game does not give you much resources to work with, so I hate that as well. And realistically, you could just assume like, okay, well, I don't need resources because I could just beat the game without getting hit. But the fact that the game just leaves you high and dry for half of it is kind of frustrating. It does have spell practice though.
Yeah.
Not of faith for the characters. Hidden story and 4 seasons for music. Wily Beast Weakest creature for story. I love Okina's themes. That's one thing about that is one thing about 16 that I'm a little iffy on, is the fact that Okina is both the stage 6 and the extra stage boss. However, I think Zun did an incredibly good job with varying her with both of those, because her stage 6 appearance, wow, this sucks.
Yeah, I don't really know how to do this.
Her stage 6 appearance focuses on using the different seasons to fight you. And then the extra stage is actually using her abilities as the hidden god of Madara to fight you. So Zun did a great job executing that. But on one hand, I do wish we got another EX stage boss as a different character. But on the other third hand, because I'm a mutant, I don't want another extra stage boss like Raiko, where a character is introduced and then nothing happens with them because there's no way to really implement them ever.
I don't like this. There's a lot that I don't remember about this that I don't like.
They get close. Zombie. I had to time that one out.
I'm
Now that I've body checked Nue and got hit, I am terrified to collect resources.
fair enough.
But once the extra stage is a continuation of the real conclusion of the story. That's true, but... Well, it's not exactly... It's the same for the other ones. It's just different in 16's case, in that in order to get the full story out of 16 for the actual event, you do need to go back into the extra stage. Whereas the extra stages in other games are just like, alright, here's what happens afterwards. Like, in Nue's case... Well, in this case, it's, Nue goes to the outside world to contact Mamizo and be like, yo, shit's going down, we need your help. and Mamizo shows up, and then Reimu runs into her, and it's like, I was called in here because there's some trouble brewing, and Reimu was like, oh, I took care of it already. She's like, oh shit, alright, well, I guess we're just gonna fight then, lol.
Because that's how Touhous do.
But the way 16 works is, Okina forcibly ejects you from the backdoor world at the end of the stage 6, and then by entering through the hidden 5th season, the season that takes place between seasons, you can actually fight her without her being able to kick you out. And then that's what actually concludes the story through the extra stage. So it is true in that regard that you do actually need to beat the extra stage to get the full story out of 16. You got spawned on, I think.
Yes, I did. That's some cock.
Whereas every other extra stage is exactly as it says. It's an extra stage.
Hey chat, why does stage 4 give me the ability to get spawned on? What the fuck, son?
One day.
Yeah, this is already now worse than the last run, where I don't think I died until stage 5, because, good game design!
Time to cheat in more lives. I'm really not sure how to go about getting more lives, though, honestly. You can't activate Spirit Trance unless you fill the bar.
Which I think is kind of silly.
And you continuously need more life pieces every life you get.
Which is, another decision that was made. I don't like this.
I do think you should be allowed to get 1-ups from lives, and I don't think there's a single boss in this game that drops the whole 1-up.
Nope.
Even UFO had that.
Well, it had Nue in the middle of stage 4 for some reason.
Yeah, it had Kogasa too, in the extra stage. You know what Nue drops in this when you beat her?
What?
A fat load, fuck you!
Yeah, true.
This gives you 2 bomb pieces. What is going on here?
I'm trying to beat her.
I'm scared if she has a hitbox there.
Yeah, so was I. That's why I didn't immediately run up into her.
Should have known something was gonna spawn there. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Memorize the whole game, forehead. Those kind of deaths are only really appear in the photo shooting games, because well, those ones force you to restart right away anyway, so they can kind of hit you with a cheap death to be like, haha. But getting cheap death in stage 4 or 5 is kind of just like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Maybe they should have made the Spirit Trance thing give you ×3 the resources instead of ×2.
Perhaps. I don't know if I killed it.
It exploded, so there's that.
Whatever.
Okina thought about hiring Marissa. Yeah, but it wasn't Marissa declined, but then Okina was like, wait a second, I wasn't asking. Reimu shows up and she's like, you're the Hakude Shrine Maiden. I can't employ you, god damn it. And Chirno shows up and she's like, you're a fairy. What are you doing here? And then Aya shows up. And Okina's like, you best fuck off with what you're planning there, Tengu, or I'm gonna kick your ass. Because Okina's kind of a scary lady. She works in the shadows, but she's kind of really fucking powerful. Be careful you don't run into them.
Yeah, now I have 2 hitboxes to worry about.
Like, I think it was in Curiosities, but after the events of 16, when Renosuke asks Marissa about the weather incident, Marissa was kind of hesitant to speak about it for whatever reason, and Renosuke doesn't really know why. But then when it's actually explained to him, it's like, Okina's plan? I forget what her plan was, honestly, but what she did and what happened as a result was, like, it was an unintended side effect, basically. She ended up creating a bunch of extra yokai through what she did. And Marissa's like, that's kind of a really big deal for something that she, like, for one thing she did and created a whole bunch of things like that. And Renosuke was like, well, now I'm impressed. Ooh, that's a weird, tickly music noise.
I don't like the way this run is going. You know why?
You only died twice.
Yeah, that's a lot for this game though. For stage 4?
You're pretty much already dead.
Yes, I am!
She was testing the strength of the Hakone barrier or something like that. But she was also making a statement to the yokai who were getting a little bit too power hungry. Specifically the Tengu. That's why she talks to Aya like that. And then in Visionaries, when she shows up again to deal with the fairies, she's like, tell Hikati to fuck off right now, or it's gonna be real bad afterwards. Seriously, she doesn't get to appear much, but the few times that Okina has appeared, she's kind of an imposing character.
She seems to take her job seriously.
She shows up and she gets shit done, and she doesn't show up very often. It's not like Yukari, where Yukari's doing shit, but she's being a shithead about it. Okina's still being a shithead, don't get me wrong, but she is getting stuff done.
She does get shit done.
I want to see more of her. I want to see what more she accomplishes throughout Gensopo. I wonder what Kasen does, though. She is a sage, after all, but...
Where are all the other sages at?
I only have 3 of them so far.
How many are there? Do we know how many there are total?
Nope. We've never been given a definite answer, just that there's 3 currently in existence. And that is Okina, Yukari, and Kasen.
I don't know why, but I guess just because 4 seems like an appropriate number, I always assumed there were 4.
Well, maybe he'll include another one. It's better to leave it open like this so he can include them when he needs to.
That's fair.
Otherwise he limits himself. It's like, oh, there's only 4. It's like, shit, I can only write 4 of them. Gensokyo is a big place.
Gensokyo is a big place.
They asked for the help from the Rainbow Dragon. And
oh, that card that Jesse Anderson had to duel to get a portal to bring it to him in the final GX arc?
well, not that one, but they did ask for the help from a dragon. So there was probably a lot of yokai and gods involved in its creation. That's obviously not an easy feat. So obviously we know that Yukari and Okina are both very strong, and I'm willing to believe that Cassette is also incredibly strong. But she has lost a bit of her edge because she's not doesn't have her arm. And maybe she holds back because she's a good girl. I don't know.
We can only assume.
She's interesting to me in that regard. I don't know how strong she is. Yeah, this is a weird situation
Yeah,
to
I
be in.
didn't like that. I still don't have enough for a goddamn trance.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah? I mean, if it works, it works. Hello, Pluto.
I like that image of Futo where it's just her head with legs.
God damn it.
I don't know why it exists or where it came from, but I'm glad it does. I want to see the head with legs in Tony Hawk. If you can play as an alien and a skeleton, you can play as Futo's head with legs. Oh, that was close.
Alright, I can trance.
Fito Mononobe. This one's weird.
Yeah, 'cause you gotta do it like, fuck! Remember that trance I had? Yeah, not anymore. I'm a dummy. I'm a fool! Because I tried to do something.
Mononobody.
God damn it.
Fito Mononobody. No, that's a good name.
So I don't actually know what's happening here because I was in trance for half of it.
Kassen's not afraid of the Oni. She's afraid of Suika exposing her for who she is. And she's never actually interacted with Yugi. She doesn't want people to know that she's an Oni. The only people who know she's an Oni are like Mamizo and now Reimu. And probably Tenchi and Komachi. Remember the yellow ones keep going.
Yep. Yeah, I said that and then immediately went over to the yellow ones.
Mononobody. That's such a good name.
Oh yeah, she gets on
You
the
might
boat.
want to move, yeah. Careful.
Right.
Tenchi was there to open the seal on the door with Komachi, yes, but I don't know, I don't remember if Tenchi and Komachi actually entered the portion of hell that was created, where Reimu ended up going. Oh. Hmm.
Oh yeah, there are no life pieces in this stage.
I'm gonna try that Kasen got Raymond to not throw beans. Kamachi's laughing because of Kasen talking with her about that. Well, she probably knows then. I mean, she does have a dislike of beans, as Onis do, but also not at the same time. I don't know, it's weird. Kasen legitimately doesn't like fried beans, and neither does Ramilia. But, Suika doesn't seem to give a shit about them, like, at all. Like, Suika shows up at the festival, and it's like, throw beans at me! And they were like, oh, sorry, we're not doing that, I forgot to tell you.
Wow.
And she was upset. So, she doesn't give a shit about beans. But, Ramilia and Kasen don't like them.
I don't like this.
And I'm pretty sure the reason for Ramilia not liking beans is because as a vampire, she's referred to as a blood-sucking Oni. So, she's not exactly an Oni, but because of the way the phrasing is going for it. Oh, this is really fucking weird, huh? Oh, it was worth a try.
Well, I didn't have any bombs, so... So why doesn't the stage have any more resources?
Put the beans on it.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, you go. Yeah, that's it. You got two lives to beat Miko.
Hello, President.
Can you stop the president? I hate her cooldowns.
Yeah, I don't like them either. Like
Let me just shoot a wave really close to you and then have it explode into more bullets.
Yeah, smaller bullets that are weirdly stressful to dodge.
So you got Mommies are definitely embodiments of Zen's alcohol love. I mean, they did conspire to create a yokai bar, which was pretty sick, by the way.
I don't like this spell card because I do not like crossbow. Why do you insist on being the only boss that doesn't drop resources?
Byakunin didn't either.
Fair enough. No, I'm scared. I'm spooked.
Wait, you're the Flandre.
Oh yeah,
Flandre didn't drop shit.
No, she didn't. Only her stage did.
God, we really beat that with only 2 1-ups in the whole stage.
Oh, fuck!
She has 5 spell cards left.
Well, then I guess I'm just gonna have to play fucking perfect then.
So this is like that moon thing that I died on, where I got clipped by a bullet.
What is the hitbox on that?
Well, that one expanded out on you.
No, it didn't.
No, but it did.
But I know it's split, but what the fuck is the hitbox on it? Is it on the glow?
But it did. Miko for president.
Take 2.
Miko does spawn resource on normal clearing just like every other boss in the game. What?
But she didn't though. Were you looking?
Did she drop life pieces? They don't drop on cooldowns, they drop at her spell cards.
Did you miss the part where I cleared her spell card and she didn't drop anything?
Did she not drop a life piece or a bomb piece?
I feel like we would have noticed.
I wasn't paying attention.
I definitely... Speaking of not looking,
Yeah.
guess what I wasn't doing?
Flandre doesn't drop you shit.
Nope.
She gives you point items and power if you lost it. Ron gives you 1-ups.
And bombs.
Same with Yukari.
Moko gives you...
Something.
Yeah, I forget what Moko gives you. Did Moko give us a 1-up?
She dropped bombs. I remember that. And then I managed to... But the thing is, point items gave you 1-ups, so it was... Okay.
Alright. Moving on to this part of the
When
lot.
point items gave you 1-ups, it was fine that they only dropped points. When they don't give you 1-ups, then the bosses are dropping fucking nothing.
Why do I grab point items?
I know that Mamizo knows that Kasen's an Oni. That was the first person I mentioned. The challenge is to a drink off. I don't know what she hoped to gain from it exactly, but Kasen won that and got her to back down. So that was that taking care of that.
She had to win to preserve the secret.
They drank so much until Mamizo got to a point where she was so drunk that she didn't realize that she was drinking oil sake, which is a Tanuki's weakness. And Kasen was like, haha, gotcha. She was like, damn, I got played. Alright, you win. Let's throw beans at him. So Kasen has a few obvious tells, but until you look under her little buttons, you can't know for sure. I do wonder what Reimu thinks of the whole thing, knowing that she's an Oni now. Because, like, the whole time she was just a preachy sage from the mountain. But now Reimu's like, oh, she's actually Oni. And, oh, I mean, she deals with... You know what's actually amazing? Is the amount of times you see Suika hanging out at the shrine, and then through the entirety of Wildhorn Hermit, Suika's just on, like, vacation. She just never happens to be there when Kasen shows up. And I think that's probably because Kasen chooses to never visit when Suika's hanging around, because she's smart like that.
That would be the smart thing to do.
But maybe she doesn't have to care anymore because Reimu now knows the truth anyway. I don't really know how their personality, how their interactions go now that she doesn't really need to keep that a secret from Reimu, but she still wants to keep that a secret from everyone else.
Does she have a reason for it?
I don't really know. I mean, she had severe bloodlust, and then her arm got cut off, and then she mellowed out.
Most people probably would at that point.
Well, that's what it was. It's like she literally just mellowed out because I guess a lot of her frustration, or anger, or whatever the fuck it was, her only blood was in her arm. So when it got cut off, she's like, well, shit, I guess I don't got an arm. All right. And then the thing is, her arm is like the embodiment of all of that classic Oni behavior, rip and tear, you know, Doom Guy shit. And then she fuses with her arm again. It's like, all right, Reimu, I need you to cut it off again. Straight. This is what happens. This is what happens.
Well then.
That's a spoiler, of course, but, well, it is what it is. So Kasen's, a lot of Kasen's, like, violent personality traits of being an Oni are locked in her severed arm.
That's pretty metal. It's a little sad, but also kind of metal.
I wonder if she could have learned to contain it if she had just taken it back. But I guess it was also because the arm had accumulated so much malice and anger that it was probably hard to control. Which
Maybe
is why...
maybe liquid was in the arm.
That's... Right, forgot about that. Because obviously Yugi and Suika, they've pretty much mellowed out. They're still shitheads that do what they want because they're Oni, but they don't go around just like breaking shit because they want to. Well, I mean, for the most part, I think.
But I live on through this arm.
What a fucking plot device. Like, one of my favorite things that Suika's done in recent time is when she went to the bar. I don't remember the location or the name of the place.
I don't like these bullets.
But Mamizo threatens Mioi. And then Mioi's like, I gotta go talk to the Oni. And Suika's like, yeah, I'll help you. I'll meet you at your place. And then she's literally just outside, broad daylight. And Suika's like, yo, I'm here. And she turns around and Suika's just standing in the middle of town with no disguise, horns just completely out. And people are just looking at her like, what the fuck is an Oni doing here? And Mioi's like, what the fuck are you doing, Suika? Why would you think this is a good idea? She has absolutely no disguise at all. But then Mioi makes her put on a giant straw hat. And, I mean, it works. It covers her horns. And she's so small, you probably wouldn't be able to see under the hat anyway.
I almost got kicked.
But, like, goddamn. That was one of my favorite chapters. Where she's just so blatantly uncaring about everything around her that she just shows up in the middle of the human village. It's like, yo, I'm here, what's up? And people
That's our Suika, folks.
People are just like, what is going on in the middle of town? I haven't actually read the epilogue chapter from Wildhorn Hermit. I forgot it existed. I need to read that. I really do. Because I don't think Kasen's gonna appear in anything for a while. I still haven't read it. I forgot about it, as I just said. So I wouldn't have read it. The ones with the pink aura make me think they'll drop life pieces, and then they drop nothing.
Yeah. I've definitely been feeling that too. It's like I know it at this point, but that doesn't stop me from believing. Did I almost back into a bullet?
Oh, hella bullets you almost backed up into. Boom. I forgot about the Yashi PV too. Well, yes, I did. I forget a lot of things, alright?
I swear, stage 2 bosses are more stressful than they ever have any right to be.
because you don't want to lose a life on him because you'll have to restart and do stage 1 over
Like,
again.
stage 1 is easy enough to where you're not usually worried, but then stage 2 is like, alright, it's not real, it's still kind of that big game, but not really. And then stage 3 is kind of just more of that. And then stage 4 is like, this is where your ass gets blasted.
Tends to be, because people practice the first 3 stages from a demo, and then they have to ramp the difficulty up.
True. And hopefully die before they shoot out. Yeah.
Oh, that was weird.
That's awesome.
Chat, my days after the stream are either editing,
I was in a weird spot there.
goofing off, and then watching Crimbo stream. And that's about all I've been doing.
I've been really playing Stardew Valley as of late, and I'm trying to do more FTL runs. That game is fucking hard. Even on easy mode, that game is hard.
Replaying Stardew Valley. How do you even do that?
You start a new farm.
Huh? Why? You didn't even beat the old one.
Well, I didn't beat it per se, but I did everything I cared to do, and basically just became the cranberry god. I rebuilt the greenhouse, filled it with cranberries, and I harvest them whenever they grow, and I make fat stacks.
What do you even do after that?
Well, I mean, I could look for all the artifacts. Basically, my definition of beating Stardew Valley was finishing the community center.
I don't know what that means.
It means I did a thing that was good.
I got time to play Babby games.
And then there's trying to do more FTL runs.
Play Babby games when my capture card shows up. Gotta show up soon. I hate when Vinny goes live early because he always goes live like right now. Well, I mean an hour ago. I was like, alright, time to start the stream, and then he's playing something. It's like, well shit, now I don't know if he's gonna stream later tonight. And it's like, I have to find out what I'm gonna do. I had done editing though. I got 6 minutes of the audio put together, and it's probably gonna be about 12 minutes long, so I'm about halfway down there. Probably have that done by mid-November, which is cool. I don't know what I want to work on next though. This one went by pretty fast. I was supposed to work on it on Wednesday, but I got horribly distracted. Chat, I started watching baseball anime.
Why?
Because it's really fucking sick.
You won't even fucking watch Ghostic, but you'll watch random-ass baseball anime.
It's not random.
Can you believe this man, chat?
It's not random. Chat.
I've been telling him to watch this for 14 months. I give him money and
Chat.
remind him, and he continues not to do it.
Chat, have you watched baseball anime? Cause that shit is hot-blooded. It's so good. I fucking love it.
I don't even know how baseball works.
Well, that's why you watch and learn. I have learned a bit of the rules. Did you know that if you alter your pitcher, when you pitch on a mound, you have to have a consistent motion?
What the fuck is a mound?
The mound is where they stand when they pitch the ball in the middle of the
So why
diamond.
don't you just say pitch?
Because pitch is what they do. The mound is where they stand to pitch.
So, but do they stand anywhere else to pitch ever?
Well, no, because
Then why do you need to specify where they are if there's only one place they can do it from?
that's what it is. It's the
I
mound.
fucking hate this game.
They pitch from the mound. That's how you know where they pitch. To say they just pitch doesn't mean anything. Anyway, I didn't know this, but when you pitch, as soon as when the pitcher reels up, they have to finish their motion, and you can't delay it. If you try to fuck with the batter's timing by delaying your throw, it's referred to as a balk, and then you get a free walk if the umpire calls it as such. So you can't just be like, oh, I'm winding up and here's the ball. You can't do that. You have to follow a consistent motion. That's cool. I don't really understand how stealing works and stuff though.
Isn't stealing a base like just trying to
The thing is-
for it before the actual
Yeah.
yeah.
So like if you throw it when the ball is pitched, a runner can try and steal a base, even if the ball isn't hit. If the ball is hit, they can still take the base, but obviously if the catcher gets it, they can interrupt that immediately.
Yeah.
But there's also instances where the pitcher can immediately throw to the baseman to stop a steal entirely. it's so if they try to steal early, and the pitcher decides to throw to first base while they're halfway to second base, they have to either get to second.
I would like to point out that I've healed her to the point of being back in cooldown.
I don't really understand how it works, because when you leave first base, there has to be a certain amount of distance you have to get before you can't return anymore or something like that. So like, let's say I'd go off first base and the ball is thrown at me, then I either have to complete the run to second base or go back to first to be safe. But since the ball is thrown to first, it's like instantly just they're out because there's no way to really do anything.
You don't get back there.
Yeah. So I saw that a few times, but I didn't really understand the explanation for it. I still don't.
I don't have to time out the cooldown because she went the opposite way I did for the first one.
Oh, there you go. I also don't know much about all different types of pitching. There's obviously there's fastballs, there's forkballs, there's curveballs, there's change-ups. Baseball anime likes to focus on fastballs for the protagonists. And yeah, they're kind of the most exciting because it's just a really fast ball.
That is, it's in the name. It's a fast ball.
So baseball is actually kind of exciting when you watch it like this. That's for sure. But anyway, yeah, my question, chat, was have any of you actually watched any baseball anime? Because the one I watched that got me really into it was called Cross Game. And when I booted it up, it had a really high rating on Mal, because yes, I checked that. And I was like, alright, well, it's got a high rating. And I checked it, it had 50 episodes. I was like, oh god, that's a lot. And then I started watching it, and I got to like episode 30, and I was like, god damn it, there's only 20 episodes left. I genuinely enjoyed that. It was so good that as soon as I finished it, I was like, I kind of want to watch it again. But I didn't. I didn't watch it again. But I definitely will be revisiting it. I might as well skip this.
Chat, I'm just stretching myself and readjusting. Chat, can you guys convince him to watch the shit that I want him to? Because I'm apparently not doing a very good job at it.
Now, here's what I'm watching right now. I'm watching Major. Major is 129 episodes, and like 5 additional seasons after that. And I'm on episode 30. And what happened on Wednesday was I was doing editing, and then I really wanted to watch Major. So I binged watched it for 5 hours.
Oh my god.
And I was like, fuck. I didn't get any work done. So then the next day rolled around, and I did get work done. I didn't watch any Major yesterday, but I'll probably watch some tonight.
You don't watch Go?
No, I'm watching Major.
Alright, after you're done watching Major.
I don't think you understand how exciting baseball is when it's portrayed in anime like that.
No,
I
don't.
When you see the pitcher man reel up to throw that fucking 140-kilometer fastball, it's like, damn. When you see the camaraderie of that team where they hit the game-winning win, it's the bottom of the 9th, everyone's tied, 2 outs on base, runners on first and third, all you need to do is hit it out of the park and it's a fucking drop-dead miracle win, and it's just like, oh my god.
I think that's just every sports movie ever.
Chat, okay. If you...
I fucking hate this game.
Obviously, I can't convince you to watch something that's 50 episodes long. But
my trance ran out, so I don't get shit from this.
I have not genuinely liked a show as much as I did Cross Game in a long time. That's for sure. It was such a good baseball story / like drama. Like, it actually incorporated the elements together really solidly, and actually had them like coexist naturally in a way that made sense. So the actual drama parts were interesting and engaging, and then the baseball portions were super exciting. And it's 50 episodes, so you get so much of it. Yeah, this game is frustrating because we don't get resources, so you hit once and you're like, well, that's basically the end of the run, isn't it?
Might as well be.
Mommy Zoe could eat 'em dick. big dick wiener.
What did I even get from those fairies? I don't know. Nothing I care about, I can tell you that.
I literally want people to watch Cross Games, so I have someone to talk about it with on
Dylan?
stream.
I have a proposition for you.
Nope. I'm watching Major.
After you watch Major.
I might end up watching Cross Game again. Honestly, it's that good. I've never really, like, thought that baseball could be that exciting.
But you played monkey baseball.
Please. I don't know shit about soccer either. I know more about it through Touhou Soccer. Honestly, it just... Watching these baseball anime just make me want to play a Touhou baseball game, but it doesn't exist, so that won't happen. Kaboom! I don't want to get consistent at the game to beat it, I just want to beat it. I mean, I already did beat it, but now Mommyzo is being a bitch.
Yeah, you think I want to get good at this? I just want to do it. And beat it. And be good. And done.
I like how when she dies, her sprite just kind of turns at an angle.
Yeah. Probably cheaper.
Just make a game yourself.
That's when you realize that there's a command in this game that says when her health reaches 0, flip model 90 degrees.
I can't make a game myself because I don't know how to code or anything like that. The best I could give you is scenario design.
Are you fucking... I don't want to finish this run.
Might as well restart it.
I think I mean give the controller to you.
Alright, I have to pee, so 1 sec.
Alright.
Chat, be entertained.
I'll entertain them.
Try to be entertained anyway. I'll be right back. Oh, sweet ball caps.
Chat, can you fucking believe this man? 14 months, I think it was a few days ago, that I have been subscribed to him. And every time I share my subversary message in the chat, I politely request that he watch a show that I really like, and I even shill it with his own emotes. And what does this fucker do? He goes and watches baseball. And you know what? It hurts. Now listen, I'm sure that the baseball is super exciting, and it's great, and all that good jazz. I just want what I want, okay? Is that so wrong? What makes Gossip great? Mystery. I literally cannot tell you anything because I don't trust myself not to spoil it. All I can give you is my word that I liked it and I want other people to like it. Alright. Oh yeah, right, I have to actually trade places.
Nah, chat. Cross Game was great. That's for sure. 50 episodes at first, like, you can tell a show is good when you look at it and think, wow, that's a lot of episodes. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, like, sit through all that, or I'm gonna get bored or something. But when I first started watching it, I watched like 10 episodes straight, and then it was like 5:30 in the morning. I was like, I could go for one more. And then I was half done by the next day, and I was like, shit, dude, I'm already half done. Like, I wanted more. Like, the reason I ended up going to Major is because it's like, I am fucking craving some good baseball story right now. And Major's pretty damn good too.
So my friend just posted a meme in a Discord chat we're in. A conversation between two Showdown players. What move does Scarf Golem Alolan run? It runs delete. They input Magnezone. Good to know.
Alright, that didn't go so well. The last couple animes I've watched High Score Girl, which was actually way better than it had any right to be, admittedly.
Are you dead? Micro dodging and RNG.
Pause buffer, baby. Fuck!
I like how that's how you die.
High Score Girl is way better than it had any right to be, considering its premise made me think it was just gonna be about video game references. But unlike Gamers, it was actually had substance and was entertaining. And again, good drama to it.
Last anime that I'm currently watching, and by currently I mean I watch it like once a month, was a show that my friend recommended to me. It's called Monster. Just Monster.
I've heard of that.
I like it.
It's like 70 episodes, isn't it?
It is 70. I think it's like 72-ish.
Yeah, some doctor dude saves some dude's life.
The premise is that there's the Japanese doctor living in Germany. He saves this little kid's life, but then the kid becomes a serial killer, and it's all bad times.
Yeah.
But it's very engaging. And, like, it's interesting.
I have heard of it. I heard it's quite popular.
It is very good. I highly recommend it.
It's just one of those. It's another one of those instances of shit that's long.
It is very long. But I do enjoy it. I did enjoy it. I just don't ever think about watching it.
I really died there.
I do want to finish it.
Well, that happened to me too, because I was watching Code Geass, and I got like 9 episodes in, and I just haven't found the motivation to go back to it. But like at the same time, I'm over here talking about how I can go through 10 episodes of an anime and then immediately want to start watching it again afterwards, which is what I've been doing for Cross Game and Major. So it's like, I think what it is I just genuinely dislike the mecha genre so much to a point where it actually makes me kind of want to avoid.
Which is kind of interesting, because who the hell doesn't like giant robots?
I just don't like the premise to 90% of them.
That's fair, and I think I can agree to that.
It's like when you read a synopsis to a mecha anime, it's like the year is 2035, and then here's a bunch of terminology in a made-up world, and it's like I'm reading a fucking like essay on oh.
You did.
How the fuck did I get hit? What?
You got hit because the fairies were aimed behind you.
I pressed the trance button though. Is it not full?
Might not have been.
Oh, that's just great. You can tell a show has captured your attention when you can just watch an infinite amount of episodes and be like, shit, man, I want to go back to it right now. That happened to the last two. It didn't happen for Code Geass. I know Code Geass is really good.
I'm sure it is. I've never watched it. Never had any desire to watch it.
I have very little desire to do this too.
Why don't we like this game?
Because I dislike its resource mechanics and I dislike its extra stage.
But do you dislike it more than UFO?
No, because UFO's resource mechanics are fucking garbage.
So are this one.
Yeah, but at least this one makes more sense and I don't have to chase it around the fucking screen.
I mean, you say that, but now we just have a bar that fills up sometimes, and, you know, then we get, then maybe you'll get half a life from killing the right enemies.
No. Like, what I mean is, if I kill something with a life piece, I can expect the life piece to be where I killed it. If I kill something with a UFO, I have to watch that motherfucker play ping pong with itself until it's ready to come down and turn red. I gotta wait for it to turn red.
At least I can dictate the lives I get. That's the only benefit I can give it.
Alright, here we go.
After 13 is 14, or right, or quick stop? I think Dylan said we're gonna go to Fairy Wars after this?
Yeah.
Okay. That's me, but with anything that involves a main character in a magical school academy. Oh, those are my favorites.
Not mine.
I know, they're not mine either. Dylan, you didn't get the life piece. It's gone. Oh no, you got it. It was like...
It was behind her.
Yeah, it was behind her.
Okay, well. That'll work. The thing I liked about Cross Game was that all the characters, well, not all the characters, but the characters that were important were actually, like, engaging. And the main character was not a character who was just, like, really boring, you know?
Those are the worst, is when the main character is, like, low on the tier list of characters, you know?
They're just really very standard or boring. They're not really worth watching.
Or they're an asshole for all the wrong reasons.
Well,
or, like, in all the wrong ways.
The main character in, where's everything? The main character in, what's it called? Fucking Major could be kind of a douchebag, but that's just kind of his personality.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then there are some people who are like, God, that another anime I tried to watch, but then just never got the motivation to watch was Seraph at the end, where the main character basically pulls an SBAT and is like, I'm not here to make friends, I'm better than all of you, I'm here because the old place sucked, but not really. He basically just went up, he introduced himself and was like, yeah, I'm better than all of you. I have no credentials to prove that or skills to back it up, but I'm just better than you. He's the most unlikable fucking twat and I hate him. And it's like half the reason I stopped watching. The main character is completely unlikable.
In Major, the last episode I stopped on was they did this thing. I actually really like how they approached this because it was more realistic than anything. But like he gets invited to a big prestigious sports scholarship at a school that's known for producing like pro players, and he wants to be a pro baseball player. Mm-hmm. But he turns them down because the scout's kind of an asshole, and he's like, "I'm gonna join up with my friend at a different school, and we're gonna take you down." And then he has to play an affiliate group to the school in the tournament they're in, and they lose 19 runs to 0.
Ooh.
And he's like, "Well, fuck, that was stupid to think. All right, instead of that, we're gonna try and go to the school instead, so we can learn from the best and then take them down from the inside." And I was like, I actually really appreciate that.
You know what? That's a good.
I really appreciate that it took that sense of a little bit of realism there, where it's like you can't just bond over the power of friendship and then become a pro at baseball. So after his grandstanding, he was like had a kind of a wake up slap there, and I was like, oh, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's a good resolution to the problem.
I actually really like that because it made it more realistic. Oh, this sucks.
Yeah, the power. Believe it or not, chat.
The power of friendship does not make you swing a bat anymore.
No, it doesn't.
It does make you pitch faster though. But yeah, that was the last episode I watched. But I really like how they ended up doing that because it makes the character feel a little more real.
Yeah. I like main characters that are real. Like I don't like the perfect main character. I like the main character with flaws, but not the bad kind of flaws.
Wow, this is unfortunate. Like the kid's been through a hard life, that's for sure. So I like when the main characters aren't like just like, oh wow, shit's terrible for me, but I don't mind it. But no, I like
I want shit to get better.
Like he's actually the main character of Major actually feels like a real human being. He's impulsive, he's abrasive, he's a bit of an asshole, but like he's a good guy, all things considered. And I want to root for him because I like him.
That's good.
But he's not just like a piece of shit or like, oh, we can do it because we're all best friends.
I can do everything because I'm God.
I hate overpowered main characters.
Yeah. Overpowered main characters are kind of a no from me now. It's like, you know, it's all fun. We all wish we were Kirito, but my God, that shit gets boring. Because it's like, all right,
they're never gonna lose.
Yeah, you're gonna play it up like, oh man, can we do it? It's like, don't pretend for a goddamn nanosecond that you, as the main protagonist who has never failed at anything in his life thus far, can't do this. You're a little close to frogs.
I was almost done too. Oh well, that'll finish it. Do I have any bombs?
You have 6 out of 8.
Okay.
You have 6/8 of a BAM.
I had another example. Here's one that happens where it's like, oh, here's the main character. He's so full of himself. In the first episode, he goes off and defeats the big bad that no one has ever been able to beat before because he's just that awesome. And it's like, yeah, all right, I believe this character.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take care of it. That was kind of awkward to dodge. No, I don't like this one, so...
Yeah, this one doesn't look fun.
This is Monster School.
Opinions on One Punch Man's take on Overpowered MC?
Does it well.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of the way Mob Psycho handles it.
I am, yeah.
I haven't watched Mob Psycho or One Punch Man, but I've heard a lot about the way Mob Psycho handles it from Dylan, and I do think that's a cool take on it.
Mob Psycho does a good job. One Punch Man is fine if it sticks with parody, but then it started trying to be like an actual story, where Saitama kind of removes all the risk from all of it anyway. Chad, did little human dudes have hitboxes?
I don't know if we ever confirmed that, but you also like don't really want to do that.
Well, of course I don't want to do that.
They do? Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive, then.
They must be pretty small. Their hitbox is probably where yours is.
Oh, I panicked.
You're fine.
No, because now I have to deal with this one.
Well, you still have a bomb. They probably do. You hear the grazing sound when you near them. But there are also bullets next to him at all times while he's doing that, so... I don't know. It's hard to tell. Yeah, better safe than sorry and all that, but he did have a point. Now he does kind of have to deal with this without any more mayhems. Birds look way more obnoxious than the dogs, and he did it.
Oh, right.
Is Shadow a real place in the real world, or just
Yes.
made up?
Yes.
Sado.
Yes.
Sado.
Yes. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm sure the thing that sucks most about these animals is the fact that they're animated, so I don't know if that affects their hitbox. Like, do you think someone's gotten clipped because old Froggy there bent his knees outward a little too far?
I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, try not to. Pretend I said nothing. Just pretend that their hitbox doesn't change, because I don't know if it does or not.
Dude, I am so fucking sick of fake timeouts.
Bro, for real? I'm sick of watching them. It's like, yeah, I've seen this movie before. Can I watch Scooby-Doo, Dad? Can I watch Scooby-Doo?
Oh, it's terror
Yeah,
time
I wanna
again.
watch Zombie Island. It has the good song. Or Cyber Chase. I know that movie may or may not actually be good, but that was the one I watched the most as a kid because we had it on VHS, and I enjoyed that movie.
That one was about baseball.
Yeah, the old virus fella.
Batter up. This sucks.
And then there was the fat cop, the fat security guard.
Creepy. I'd like to buy a bomb.
That's unfortunate.
I get 10 free seconds.
True. Got 2 more bombs. Do not be afraid to use them. Like there. Yeah, they're getting closer. Did they always do that? There you go. Alright.
It's easy on paper, but it's very stressful.
This
these
does look
areas
hard.
At the end of the run.
Yeah.
Not even at phase 2 yet.
You're almost there. Oh, no, you're fine. You basically just get butt.
Literally what happened last time.
Yeah, just don't get butt blasted again. Has exploded. Cough, cough. I'm not actually coughing. Pray, might I be granted for a brief respite?
Haven't you already done 10 transformations?
1, 2, 3. Oh, indeed I have. I thought we were only at 7 or 8.
Count better. Besides, doing any more won't let you beat me. I'm 12.
Perhaps that is true, then it cannot be helped. Still, what a shame that my long journey across the sea from Touhou is for nothing.
The sea?
Oh my, can it be that you know not of the sea?
No, well, I saw it once, on the moon.
Well now, just once? What a shame that is.
I didn't think that the... Wow. I didn't think that this game would actually reference Silent Sinner in Blue. Why?
I like how she just has a singular bandage on her tail. Vast is the sea, hundreds of times the size of Hinsokino. There's no use in thinking yourself strong if you know so little of the world.
Oh, what's the difference? I can imagine the gist of it by listening to stories about them right here. Besides, you were still a pushover.
Oh ho ho ho! The frog in the well knows not the sea, as they say. If you truly believe yourself to be strong, it won't do to be afraid of plummeting into the depths of the open sea.
Congratulations. Who's talking to me? You've cleared the extra stage. By the way, if you clear the game holding 3 or more bombs using a character that has already obtained the good ending, you'll be able to see a different ending from usual. What?
Only limited to 1 CCs and for normal difficulty or higher.
You need to beat the game with more than 3 bombs?
Well then.
What the fuck? Why does the extra stage tell me that? I didn't know this.
I didn't know that either. How much lore is in these endings? Alright, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think I feel like playing. Mommy Zoo.
I didn't know there were alternate endings like that. Game has secret endings. That's weird. You just need to beat the game. All right, you're up.
I don't want to be up though.
But just do a run.
All right, fine.
All right, one more. Cool endings we won't get to see. Yeah, I hit the mouse somewhere. I don't know where though. Does the game still work?
No.
Now does it work?
No.
What? Don't.
Oh, that's a good noise. That's a good noise to be looping.
Hold on. Is it good?
No. Why are the buttons not working anymore?
It seems I accidentally took over controls with by touching the mouse.
That's incredibly odd. Why would that do that?
I guess I clicked in game and it was like, oh, you're using mouse and keyboard, and there's no way you could possibly want to use gamepad anymore. There we go. Yeah, I got stuck on Marissa's shot and was just doing that.
There we go.
There you go. All right, Chad, I beat the Mario.
Shot special.
I don't have to do it anymore.
I must 1cc the video game. Unfortunately, dying in this game is 5,000 times more frustrating than it is in any other.
Chad, how come when I think about sports in real life, I don't give I don't care at all? But then
because sports players are incredibly bland and also kind of assholes, I think.
But then when I watch an anime about it, it's like, this is so exciting and blood pumping.
Probably because you get to know the characters more personally.
That's true. That is true.
I don't know who John Baseball is or like what his records are.
Dude, don't even talk shit about Joe Gibson. Joe Gibson.
I mean, you know,
can pitch a 160-kilometer fastball in the strike zone. Perfect control.
You know what I can't believe? We've been talking about baseball this whole time and we haven't once brought up the patron saint combined sauce.
Rusty.
Rusty.
Cool.
Yep. All rusty.
But I'm not talking about real baseball. I'm talking about fake ball.
I'm just saying, like, you've been talking about baseball this whole time. Never once. We haven't brought him up until now.
Baseball is cool. It's just I don't want to watch things in real life. Like, there's nothing really different.
So baseball isn't cool, is what you're
Oh,
trying to
baseball
say.
is sick. But like in anime, when they hit a homer, it's like, oh shit, that looks so cool.
Dylan, I think that's just anime being cool.
Also, when they pitch a fastball, that shit feels fast. You
Yeah,
look at that.
because you can. They animate it.
Chat.
Dylan, I think you're just trying to say that you enjoy anime.
Chat. I learned that a 160 km/h fastball is equivalent to 100 miles per hour. Imagine throwing a baseball. You know, a hard ball? A baseball at that speed. Holy shit.
Well, some people apparently don't have to imagine it. They just do it.
Can people do that in real life? I ask because that only seems to happen in anime, but like, is that a legitimate fastball that people can throw? People can throw that fast. Yes, it happens. Holy shit. What is the world record for fastest
Yeah, what is the fastest
fastball ever thrown? Picture getting hit. They call it a dead ball. Well, that's what it is. If you get hit by the pitch, you're given a walk.
Nice.
105.1 miles per hour. So, whoa, really?
Miles, too.
Yeah, we'll convert that to kilometers. It's somewhere over 160, but not by a whole lot. Can you convert that to kilometers for me? Because I've had kilometers being used for me for in the anime.
Our life, because we're Canadian.
Done by our oldest Chapman. Damn.
All good on him?
I need that converted. That's pretty sick. Was it an actual pitch in a game? Or was it just like a thing to do for the record? And was the ball hit?
These are all important factors.
Canadian bastards and superior measurement systems. It is what it is. It's just the anime cross game uses kilometers per hour, so that's what I've become familiar with.
Well, it should be what you're familiar with because that's also what Canada uses.
Well, that's why it's familiar. But then in Major they also had 160 kilometers per hour, but they also mentioned that it was like 100 miles per hour, so they used both metric systems, and I was like, oh, okay. 169 rounded, basically, kilometers per hour. That's insanely fast.
That's faster than I think many would think.
That's sick. It was New York Yankees versus who's SD? I could figure out who NYY was, but I don't know who SD is. In 2010, that's gonna be sick. San Diego Padres. Okay. Well, the thing is, cross game's about high school baseball, and then Major's like doing a few things. It starts with Little League, and now I'm in the middle school arc, and now they're about to go to high school, and I'm pretty sure by the end of it he's gonna be like an actual adult playing professional baseball. And I'm basing this off the fact that the cover images for the later seasons are him as a full-grown man. So, oops, accidental spoiler alert.
Whoops. Oh, my favorite.
But the way high school baseball works in Japan, for what I've come to learn, is there's like 3 different tournaments in the season: spring, summer, and fall. And they all the school districts participate, and the winners get to participate in another tournament that's what's called the Koshing, which I guess is some grand tournament or whatever. I don't really know how it works, but that's like that is the big dream. That's the dream for baseball players in school, is to win a tournament and play at the Koshing. Please don't judge what baseball is like in Japan from anime, please, dear God. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just stating how it works based on what I've seen in anime. I don't really understand what the Koshing is, though. I guess they win the tournament and they go there. Then what? Then what happens? Is that like a grand tournament? Does Mahjong count? I've never played Mahjong in my life.
Mahjong.
I watched a Mahjong anime, but I didn't understand it at all. Because at first, when I was watching it, I was like, okay, Mahjong is here, but I don't know if it's important to the story. And it kind of wasn't, and then it was, and I was like, well, shit, now I'm really lost. Don't worry, I'm not a weeb. Koshien is the stadium where the high school finals of baseball gets played. Is it? Kaiji is the one with the gambling. That's the one with the gambling guy who looks like Waluigi.
Oh, okay.
So, hold on. Is the Koshien where they play in the finals, or is... But, like, who plays in the finals? That's so weird. I'd have to do more research on this or something. I don't really understand how it works. So what happens when they win the tournament? Anything? Or is it just like, okay, you won the tournament, and people who want to go pro, that's obviously something they want to do, right? Hmm. Kaiji's actually pretty good, if not really weird. That was close.
That was spooky.
I get more enjoyment from that show just by thinking of the main character as Waluigi. He looks like it.
I'm sure he does.
Straight up, he does. Big nose and long face. That's what it is. If you put a purple cap on him, straight up, it's just Waluigi.
There are 2 bullets there that want me to walk into them.
Well, are you going to?
No, because they're off screen now, first of all. Second of all, if I wanted to, I would have done it.
Zawa.
Zawarudo?
Haven't watched soccer anime. I know Inazuma 11's pretty good, and that was one I was gonna watch, but I'm afraid I'm stuck on baseball now, because I think baseball is really cool to watch. You get to know these characters, all these characters on the team, and you want to see them do good. Oh yeah, this is stage 3, I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, careful.
I don't want to get spawned on again.
The Yaoi Chin. Senpai Club, that anime on YouTube that has everyone really got long diamond cutter. I know what you're talking about. I think. The ending had a really, like, weird, like, dance, which is basically just like if you took a model and, like, moved the limbs separately. It looked really fucking weird.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I think it came out around the same time the Ao Oni shorts came out. Which, by the way, were pretty cool.
Yeah, those are neat.
That, did you know Ao Oni got a movie?
No, I think I heard something about that.
It got 2 movies.
Oh.
They were both awful.
Oh.
One was live action, and another was 44 minutes, and it had nothing to do with, like, anything involving the game at all. You know you want the shit.
I know, but I wanted to see if I could get some trance beforehand.
Well, now you should. Why do they have stupid faces?
I don't know. Why do they get stupid faces afterwards?
Senpai Club has an abnormal amount of animation and effort put into it. It might not be what I'm thinking of, Ben.
No. It's not.
What I'm thinking of is super fucking weird and, like, obviously a shitpost. It's like a hilarious shitpost.
H-A-N-D-S-O-N-E. That's what I'm thinking of.
You know what's a really popular series I don't hear much about?
What?
Hatelia.
What are you talking about?
Chad, you remember Hatelia? Right?
I don't know what this was or is.
Is that still popular today, or is that, like... Is that past my expiration date? I do remember, but I would like to not. I never watched it, but it was everywhere back in the early 2000s. There were so many of them. It's getting some sort of revival. Really, from what I remember of it was just like pretty boys that represent European countries, and I guess it was really popular with women or something. Because, well, if it was popular with boys, I'm sure I would have known about it. What do you even do here except
I
wait?
don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure that part out. I haven't really done it.
There's gonna be a new Hatelli anime. Isn't there like 5 of them already? Why are they bringing it back? Well, I say that, but they brought Higurashi back, and it's like a new season, so that's cool. I never watched it because of pretty. As again, I was pretty sure it was just Pretty Boys, but they were named after European countries, and it's just like what is going on here? And I say that as someone who plays a game where ships have been turned into big booba ladies, and well, that is just what it is, right? But
that is just what it is.
It appeals to my gender, so obviously I know about it. I know about Kantai Collection too, but I don't give a shit about it.
Fair.
I wonder why that is. I really don't know why that is. They're not named after them, they're just them anthropomorphized. Wait, really?
Oh.
So, what are their names? So the guy who is the personification of Finland is not named Finland? Or he is named Finland.
He is Finland. That's what I'm gathering from that explanation.
John Finland. Wow, that was close.
Yeah, and then I got spooked.
I don't play Azure Lane, I play Fate Go. Fate Grand Order is just as bad for that. Historical monarchs turned into Saber.
Yeah. Poor Nero. Poor Emperor Nero Claudius.
Astolfo.
Yeah.
What do you think the real Astolfo would think about that? Well, it doesn't matter anymore, does it?
Not really, no.
The end game is to get so far into the Navy to have a ship named after you. So hundreds of years later, you could be named after. You can be made into a big booby anime girl. That right there is goals. You're gonna time this out.
Yeah.
Bonus fight.
I mean, at least I don't lose any life or bomb pieces for it.
When will Carol Sergeant Frog come back? Actually, Full Metal Panic was a show that was on hiatus for like 9 years, wasn't it? I remember, I never watched it, but it was a series that had 2 seasons or something, and it ended on a cliffhanger. And then like 9 years later, it finally got a 3rd season.
That's an awful long wait time.
I don't know what happened there. Well. There was an attempt to revive the Laughing Salesman. I remember that actually. That guy was really popular like before I was born. It was a dude. It was like he would show up and grant people's like desires or whatever, but there would always be like a cost or condition to it. So they'd get what they want, but they would in the end they wouldn't really get what they wanted, kind of thing. And I remember there was a reboot of that I ended up looking into because I was like, this looks weird as fuck. Gegege no Kitaro is still going with its reboot. That's a weird one that was popular back in the day, and they got a reboot in like 2018, I think.
I don't like this one as much. I think I did it like first try, and now it's just a no character for me
The
now.
balls do not go away when you bomb.
No, they don't. I don't like that. I don't like these guys either. They spawn down here, and then they can hit me, and then that's a no from me, Chief.
Speaking of creepy anime that didn't really live up, didn't Junji Ito, the Junji Ito collection, that got animated, right? Was that any good? I didn't bother watching it because his designs horrify me on a whole new level. So I don't read any of his stuff. But I guess the collection was kind of like poorly rated. It's not that good. Oh. You have trance.
I know. I just want to get some damage in so that when the next fairies show up, I can get to them.
Perfect.
There we go.
It lost all its creepiness. Oh. So what was wrong with it? Was it just bad animation, or was it just like the portrayal in anime just isn't there? It tried too hard to add. Like I feel like when you animate it, it gives you more freedom for sound design and stuff, right? But if you make it cheesy, then it loses all its impact. You can't really doll up a page of a manga with anything other than the illustration, right? But in anime, you add sound effects and sound design and all that stuff to it.
You get movements.
Yeah, weird movements, and you can add to it. But if it looks cheesy, then it just loses all impact. Betrayal just wasn't there. The transition to the anime wasn't that well done. His monsters work better in black and white. Oh, that's for sure. I could imagine that, right, just by looking at him. Because it's just, you don't need to portray color, you ink the shit out of them. And it's like, wow, this is horrifying. I read one Junji Ito story, and it was about the neighbor, who every night, they would, like, go to the window and be like, yo, can I come over to your room? And the dude would be like, no, get the fuck away from me, you creep. And, like, every single time, they would get closer and closer to the window each time. And then by the point where she's, like, in the window, basically, he's like, alright, we're leaving this house, bye. And they look at the house, and there's, like, this fucking pulsating growth that's moving closer to the window, connecting the two houses.
Ew.
And it's just like, oh god, imagine if he had stayed there for one more day. Ooh, you got a meat tunnel.
Meat tunnel.
First episode was a lame comedy thing instead of actual horror. Oh, that's unfortunate. There's not a lot of good horror anime.
No.
I heard Shiki's pretty good, but I haven't watched it. It's about vampires or some shit.
I think I'm familiar with that one.
Another is really good as well, but it's also kind of really weird, and there's a lot of like plot holes in it. But it is also a 12-episode adaptation of a book. And by the way, if you ever decide to watch another, do not watch the English dub.
That bad?
It's not that it's bad, it's that it leaves out crucial information for putting the puzzle together ahead of time.
Oh, dear.
Literally cuts it out, and then just then it brings. All right, this isn't really a spoiler, but in the sub / the actual like Japanese language, it leaves the point in there as it is, and then like when it connects the dots at the end of the show, it makes sense. But in the English dub, it cuts out that part that you can use as a clue for yourself, and then just kind of throws it in there at the end. And it's like, oh, this is what happened, but it's like it didn't tell me that this happened, so it was just kind of one of those left field things. Because I watched it both English subbed and dubbed, and I can 100% confirm that the sub is better.
Fair.
And I'm not just saying that because it sounds better with Japanese than English. I'm saying it because the dub actually cuts out a part of the mystery that you can use to try and solve it yourself in its entirety, and the dub just like, this doesn't actually exist until it does right at the end. In the very first episode? No. No, I don't. I'm not going to say any more because the whole point of that show is to enjoy the mystery. There's a light piece up there.
Alright, I see it. Got it. I like having no resources because it makes you play 1,000 times better.
Relying on the bomb button.
Yeah. And now I know that, like, I just have to be good at game. And you know what? I'm okay with being good at game.
Ghost Stories is pretty good. Ghost Stories is one of the best uses of my times, like, ever. Ghost Stories is legitimately, like, terrible. But the English dub turns it into one of the most magnificent things I've ever watched.
Well, because they were basically given a set of rules, and as long as they abided by it, they were allowed to do whatever they want. So they basically just made an official abridged series.
Yep. And a bunch of pop culture references and really stupid things.
Yep, I remember. I think the list was they weren't allowed to change anything about the monster, the way the monster was defeated. They couldn't change any of the characters' names, and they couldn't change the overall moral of the episode. As long as they followed those 3 rules, they were basically given free reign to do whatever they wanted.
I liked some of my favorite parts are when the main girl's kid brother is just like a babbling idiot. It's like, what's wrong? And she's like, can completely understand him despite him not being able to say a single word. And they also created like a stock sound effect for him for his laugh. Like not his
oh dear, I got fawned on.
Not his laugh, but like when he makes a noise where he's afraid, And they just use that noise for like every single time he's afraid ever. That fucking noise makes me laugh like an idiot.
And then there's the girl who really wants you to accept Lord Jesus. Your Lord and Savior Jesus.
Doesn't like peace.
Yeah, there's a bomb piece over here too.
I think that's all you're getting.
I don't remember this part. I probably bombed through it. Like this.
There you go. Apparently the dubbing of that was done in order of actors, so the first one of the scene did something, the rest had to go along with it. That's good, because did you see what the end result was? It was really good. Ghost Story is just really stupid, but it's a lot of fun for how stupid it is.
And they basically got to make an internet meme.
Yeah, it's definitely something you should, I don't want to say binge watch, but it's definitely something you could throw on with the boys and some pizza and get a laugh out of. It's good improv, that's for sure. Speaking of good improv, whose line is that anyway is really good improv too. Improv is such a hard thing to do.
I know, right? But it's one of those things I wish I was better at than I am.
Sometimes you just have to be really quick-witted.
Exactly.
It's really hard to be good at it. Something you say when you want to start a fight with someone. You guys want to start a fight? Oh my god. I mean, it's so simple, but his timing and delivery is so good.
Is she almost dead?
Maybe? Not even close.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. It looks like I'm going to time out.
Yeah, you are.
That's a shame.
Well, you're not getting any more one-ups, but you might be able to get a few bombs.
Yeah, I might be able to get like 8 bombs. Woo.
Nice dodge.
That's what I did last time, and I tried to do it again this time, and it didn't really work out too well, and I died.
How does it compare to Pizza Cats? I actually don't know because I never watched it, but I think Pizza Cats is a little more PG on its comedy. Like the Ghost Stories dub is something you would see on like Adult Swim.
Yeah, I would agree with that because it definitely goes a little balls to the walls on some of its jokes.
It's really old after all.
It is.
The pop culture references are so lost on me though.
Oh my god. Alright, one
Get
more.
the squeeze. Futo doesn't throw plates yet. She throws plates in 13.5 because that's her urban legend.
My urban legend, I throw the plate.
Right now she just has a boat and she lights things on fire. This is basically Nue's, but more straightforward, I guess.
Come on, die. There we go. Guys, do you see what happens when I play without resources?
Careful of the way this spawns.
Yeah, I'm good.
She does throw cups. That's true. She throws sake cups. But she starts throwing plates once she picks up her urban legend. That's 14.5. Right. I forgot. 13.5 is the religious war.
Sounds really cool, but it stresses me out.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it that makes it so stressful.
The fact it's the talismans.
That's probably what it is, because it's simple in theory, but then you get so close to a talisman, and you're like, well, shit.
You're like, all right, suddenly the walls don't exist. I gotta boot.
Let me explain Futo's urban legend. Futo's urban legend is the story of a lady who had good plates, and she liked her plates, and her husband wanted to like remarry to someone or something, so he was like, yo, one of your plates is down this well. And she was like, oh shit, really? And then he pushed her down the well. I was like, haha, now I'm gonna go remarry. And then her ghost came back and haunts him by, whenever he tries to sleep, she starts counting her plates. And whenever she gets to 9 and can't find the 10th plate, she like screeches in his ear. And it's like, where's my plate? And that's how she haunts him forever.
Well,
I mean, don't fuck with
need a hobby.
Don't fuck with the
Don't
China
fuck
ware.
with their plate.
It's fine China, baby.
It's like that one. And just for some reason, your description reminds me of that one video of the dude who's just like, I love refrigerators. He just really likes refrigerators, man.
The dude just gets screamed at.
There are bomb pieces up here.
What's a manga that you want to see adapt? into an anime, but likely won't ever get one. Like the Pokemon. Okay, the Pokemon special is a great one. To be honest with you, I don't read a lot of manga, unless it's a continuation from an anime I watched, like Silver Spoon. I watched all of Silver Spoon and then I went and finished it, the manga. I don't think I've ever actually read a manga that didn't have an anime adaptation already. And I know there's a lot of good manga, don't get me wrong. It's just, it's not my primary intake.
I don't read.
Forbidden Scrollery? Touhou has anime, technically.
Technically, yes. I'm not ever doing the spell card because it sucks and I hate it.
You're not gonna get a 1-up, so...
No. Alright, time for the part where I play really good.
Kaboom. Animated Moe Harakawa. You know, I wouldn't mind, she would definitely be the prime one for her style, but I wouldn't mind if, Great Fairy Warriors guy got his stuff animated, because I love his squishy designs. And by the end of Wildhorn Hermit, I really like their style as well. It's so bright, it's hard to see the gaps open up.
Yep. That's my issue, is that I don't really know where they are, so I'm just kind of hoping and praying that I find the right spot.
Oh, you done it.
Worked out.
Windows XP Legend, run as administrator.
Alright, yeah, that was a matter of if, not when. Or a matter of when, not if. Get a load of this!
That's Moe Harakawa. No, Moe Harakawa is the artist for Forbidden Scrollery, as well as 14.5 and 15.5. The artist for Great Fairy Wars is the artist for Sengetsu-sei, for volumes 2, 3, and 4, not the first one. I don't remember their name, though. And Moe Harakawa is not the... The one who did the art for Wildhorn Hermit is Aya something. I don't remember their, the rest of their pen name. Makoto Hirasaka is the one with the 3 fairies. Yeah, I love his squishy designs. He also has my favorite Remilia. Aya Azuma? That's what it is then.
That's a lot, and though I could probably do it, I have the resources required not to.
Tell it the fuck off, basically.
I give it the stars. Chat.
Aya was, or this one they expand.
Yeah, I remember, but I was in the wrong, I didn't do it correctly.
Aya's art style in the beginning started off a bit rough sketch, but then it really came to form later in. You can see the change in their art style, and it's a huge improvement. I also really like how they were allowed to draw different outfits for the characters. So yeah, this one is pretty self-explanatory. Rainbow.
Rainbow meat. Rainbow Mika. Fine. Alright, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine!
Favorite Millie is tiny Silent Thunder and Blue Emily with a fang, angry baby face, and small top hat. That's a good choice. However, I raise you one yuck face. The yuck face is unbeatable. There's never been a bad rendition of Remy. I just like Remy's outfit design in Sengetsu-sei is my favorite, but Remy's facial expressions from Wildhorn Hermit are my favorite. But Remy from Silent Thunder and Blue is 100% top. You were definitely right about that. I also like Sakuya's behavior in that one. She's so peaceful in the written works compared to the games. She's just doing what she wants to do, or not wants to do, but she's just doing what her mistress wants, and she's got that expression on her face like she's humoring a small child all the time. Yeah, pretty much. The written works all have a difference of style that makes them entertaining. There's no bad art style, for sure. I will say this though, I like Sengetsu-sei's art style in the second, third, and fourth way more than I like the beginning one. But I also feel like if the original person who worked on it still didn't have to step down for health reasons, their style would have been able to grow and take its own form. Kind of like how Wildhorn Hermit is. Oh yeah, you don't have any lives.
No, I don't. So I'm just kind of nickel and diming my way there.
I think she actually does have a bomb shield for that.
It's okay because I won. Bonus fail. Well, Chad, I almost choked again, but this time I didn't.
A manga and Zun's art style would look like, holy shit. I never even thought of that, but
Alright, are we at the Moria Shrine? Yeah.
It's around
here.
It's not at the top of the mountain, but it's at the top of the mountain.
No, it's pretty close.
I hope where's the...
You are not immune.
It's been a while since I've seen this guy.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, because I haven't beaten any of the games. Only you beat them.
And then it crashed. No, we're good.
No. Bro, the first game I beat in 2 games and it crashes?
Do the mainline game endings count? Sort of, but the art style
look at
is...
this descriptor in this.
She's reading a grade 6 book.
She's also in normal clothes.
Yeah, what the fuck? What? Sanai has a normal outfit What? Huh?
Yeah, I'm learning things.
I love Zun's drawing of the frog hair. Look at that.
It's not a frog.
No, the frog is fucking fantastic. That is amazing.
Oh, she's reading up on what she learned.
Yeah, she's doing a history lesson because these are actually people from...
Yeah, these are real things. She did mention it. We kind of forgot because we skipped over the dialogue, but she did mention that they sounded familiar.
She's reading. She's learning. Sadly, you cannot see. Unfortunately, yes. You have to beat the game yourself.
Be good at game.
Or look it up on YouTube outside of me. I can't control that part.
Yeah, unfortunately, not all people do follow this rule, and it's a shame.
I can't believe Sanai canonically has worn normal clothes. I thought the only outfit she had was like 7 versions of the Miko outfit, and then she does laundry every week. Sanai, you need to get cooking. What? Suiko, what?
No, no, it's not Suiko. It's Suiko's voice.
Well, yeah, because Suiko's not there.
Yeah.
She's talking.
Yeah, Suiko doesn't appear in this game, just her voice.
Her frog-haired pan is the best part. It was this guy.
Look at it.
Yeah, on the 10,000 yen bill.
Yeah, the old dude. What on earth?
Why does she have that?
Why does she have that? Why'd she bring that here?
Yeah, she's got outside tender just in her house.
Give me food!
Now Suiko is hungry. These
The
endings
frog
are
is
great,
hungry.
but you never get to see them, like, ever.
Sanai was never good at history.
She was more of a science person.
Indeed
This is
she
true.
was. Yeah, we're learning the lore.
She explained cold fusion to Reimu. But she's not much of a history buff, huh?
Apparently not. Sanai had a disadvantage.
Yeah, because the entirety of this world is based on, like, Japanese history.
And
folklore.
also magic, not science.
That's true, but the magic science thing appeared in Touhou 3.
So could you say that Sanai is a modern day Rikako in that sense?
Well, she's a modern day girl, but she doesn't try to prove magic and science because she's a god. She utilizes science to better life. It's not like science is
You read that last line?
really studying an elementary school textbook. I don't know, I mean,
Congratulations.
you don't need to know who Prince Shotoku is when you can like produce cold fusion results, right?
Exactly.
Who cares about that part? It's like saying you can solve one of the impossible math questions, the $1 million questions, but I can't think of a good example, but you get what I mean. Just because you can excel in one field doesn't mean you can excel in all of them. You could be fucking...
Yeah, it's almost like characters have flaws.
Character flaws. Those are unknown in some places. There you go. Andrew beat the game.
I beat the game. Do I want to? I don't know. I don't know if I want to play the extra stage.
You can try.
I might as well.
I ain't gonna stop you.
Mommy Zoop. Alright,
See, the only time you really see Sanai in other outfits is when she's in a high school sailor suit. Because apparently she's still a high school girl after the years of being here. But whatever. I don't think I've ever really seen art of her in normal clothes. It's usually just a uniform. Grade 6 years.
Mono? No.
Mononobe.
Alright, well now we've got everyone except poor Marissa. She always gets left behind. No one plays as Marissa.
No one was weird.
Yum is weird.
Alright, can you handle this?
Well, Krako said that this was awful as Sanai, so I'm gonna hit you with a solid maybe.
Poor Marissa. Maybe Marissa shouldn't be so goddamn fast.
It's true. Half the reason we don't play as her is because she's 3 fast, 5 me.
Are I got used to Aya's speed because I could control it to an extent. Really, chat, what it ends up being more so is that I like Reimu more as a character, so I play Reimu. And every time we get a character who's like gets to be used in this game, we end up using said character.
That's usually me. I like playing as the third wheels.
So like, when there's only an option between Reimu and Marissa, I'll play Reimu. But then when it's like, once it hit 12 and now Sanai is in the mix, Andrew's only going to pick Sanai, and then after that, we're always going to get a guest character. So if I'm not playing as Reimu,
guest character.
If I'm not playing as Reimu, then he's picking the guest character.
Exactly.
Mega Man Omega has everything done with Marissa.
Yeah, so if you want to watch Marissa do it,
there you go.
Alright. Yeah, I knew I was going to eat shit on this one the moment I was like, yeah, this doesn't look that bad. Yeah, I'm not doing this.
You didn't even try.
I don't want to try.
What the fuck? I beat it and you're not even gonna try?
I don't want to try.
Chad.
Look, man, you said you hit your goal, I hit mine. I once you see the video game.
I beat the whole video game's
Eastern Divine Spirit Mausoleum, 10 Desires.
Alright, I guess that's it. So
I kind of do want to move on to Fairy Wars in 14.
He says he wants to move on. But that game's gonna be hard as fuck too. So chat, we're gonna do Fairy Wars next time on Monday. And after that, we'll be, going to 14. And then I think we'll take a break at 13.5, I think.
After 14?
Or we'll do 15. But 15's extra stage is going to, well, I hear that's the hard one. So, not really looking forward to it compared to the other ones, because this one was supposed to be not that bad, but...
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty rough. It's annoying. That's what it was. So we'll do Fairy Wars in 14, and I guess depending on how fast 14 goes, we'll do 13.5.
You said you did 1cc 14? Yeah, you did. You beat everyone with Reimu's stick.
Yeah, I beat the shit out of them with her stick.
Yeah.
The only characters...
get to play as Sakuya again.
Yeah, there's only 3 characters in that game. I'll probably as well do a Marissa run to get used to it again, but I'll have to do Raiko stuff. And
you might as well do like Reimu again, just to... No point in playing as Marissa if you're gonna get...
Last time I played with her, I used to pick the flamethrower, and I kind of hated it.
Yeah.
Playable Cherno and Clown Piece. Well, I don't want to use Cherno in 16 that much, because it's kind of...
really either.
Kind of bad. Although the winter sub-weapon is easily the best one. Harder than Koishi? Alright, let me break it down for you. Break it down for me. Koishi is very difficult, but it's more so that everything about her in the stage is hard, but still fair. But in Touhou 12 and Touhou 13, the extra stage mid-boss is completely random. More so in 12, but Nue is also pretty damn random. And then there's a lot of shenanigans going on in Nue's spell cards and Mamizo's spell cards. On a difficulty setting, I wouldn't say that they're more difficult than Koishi, but believe it or not, despite the life system implemented in 11, I actually got more life pieces and lives in general in 11 than I did 12 and 13. As you saw, you only get 2 extra lives against Mamizo. You effectively have 5 lives to beat that entire extra stage, which means you had to pretty much play perfectly up to Mamizo itself. And then getting the UFOs to spawn 1-ups to get to Nue. Keep in mind that the extra stage boss, mid-boss, is also completely random, so you can just lose a life by accident because fuck you, I guess. And then you have to deal with the actual boss itself. So I got through Nue and Mamizo faster than Koishi because their patterns were easier to do than Koishi's, but like Koishi's was difficult and challenging and fun to an extent, except for the fake timeout spell. That one was ass, but everything else about it,
all 3 of them,
it felt good to beat that because it was challenging and fair. But these last 2 ones have been a little bit like, all right, did I get lucky up to the boss? Yes, no. Did I get janked by a weird hitbox? Yes, no. As I said, some of the spell cards that Nue and Mamizo throw at you are kind of on the easier side, especially compared to Koishi. But when I was fighting Koishi, it was like, I kind of knew that when I got to Koishi, the only resources I would have would be 2 1-ups and 3/5 of another, and then she would drop all the rest. So playing good would get me more 1-ups. But in this one, it's just, oh, I got to Nue, or I got to Mamizo, that whatever I have is now what I have. I can get like 1 more 1-up out of them in total, and then everything else is just on my own merit. And it's like, I hate the stages a lot, so having to think about playing the stages over again as well as the mid bosses was just like makes it a little more annoying each time. Whereas the only thing that really got on my nerves about Sanai was the miracle fruit hitting me every now and again. But like bumper crop and the 9 syllables were consistent enough for me to handle them and not complete like RNG bullshit. The RNG factors in that one were manageable because it was just the side bullets would be like, okay, here's a side bullet, so you can't go this way, so you need to dodge it a different way. But in this one's case, where Nue throws the arrows at you, it's just like, oh, I'm in a gap and I'm safe, and now there's an arrow coming down in the gap, and it was completely random if it was going to be there, and now I'm literally dead because there's nothing I can do to get out of this except press bomb. So sometimes you just lose like that, whereas everything else in 11's extra stage was at least fair. And I mean, I think it shows because I was willing to play 3 hours straight of Koishi's extra stage and Koishi's boss fight, and then I quit Nue's in like 10 minutes, and then I quit Mamizo's in like 30, and I had to come back to them. And even after those 3 hours trying to beat Koishi, I still couldn't beat her. So like I put a lot of time into that because I was still feeling like up to doing it, even though I knew it was fucking hard. But these last two have just kind of been like, well, more annoying than fun. Like Flandre was hard, Flandre was difficult, Ron was hard and fun, Yukari was fun, Moko was fun, Suako was fun, and Koishi was really difficult and fun. But I just think Nue and Mamizo with their stages combined, it was more just I hate the resource mechanic combined with this mid boss is annoying as fuck, combined with wow, that's an interesting hitbox I got hit by. So that's kind of where I am on that. Maybe 14 will be a bit different, and maybe people don't agree with me on this. It's fair if they don't, but I don't think I'll ever really come back to 13, and I definitely won't ever go back to 12. But now that I'm done the extra stages, I'm done with them. But I can say that I don't think I enjoyed them nearly as much as I did the previous ones I've done, and that includes Koishi, even though Koishi is incredibly difficult. I really thought it would be smooth sailing after that, but no. It's factors outside of the actual difficulty of the stage in the game that are causing me to be annoyed by it. Because chasing UFOs in an extra stage is really dumb. And then only getting 1-up or 2 1-ups total through the entirety of 10 Desires extra stage is just kind of like, alright, well, cool. So, yeah, that's my opinions on that. Maybe it'll be a bit different where 14 and 13... not 13. Fairy Wars and double dealing character. I hope so. And then 15 will be really hard as well, and I expect that one to be bullshit. But I think because I expect that one to be bullshit, I'll be better able to like manage it. I hope. But we'll see. But yeah, no. Touhou 12 and 13 so far my least favorite extra stages. Mm. I would have to say I dislike Nue stage more than Mamizo's, but Mamizo's stage really pissed me off too. Although I think in terms of bosses, I don't know. I beat Nue faster, but I also feel like it's because I had more bomb resources for that. But at the same time, UFO didn't give me any bombs either.
Not really, unless you grabbed like a green UFO.
And I didn't. So it's like, I can't tell who I had more difficulty with. Because while I beat Nue faster, I didn't really know half of the patterns going into it at the second half. And Mamizo I did, and I still fucked it up. But maybe it's just weird hitboxes. I don't know. Anyway, enough rambling. That's all I got to say on that.
I mean, all I had to say was I think I realized my problem is that since I'm constantly picking the guest character, instead of Dylan, who's got to play as Reimu every game, I play as a different character every goddamn time, so I've got to get used to all the new stuff.
Huh? That's no excuse.
Yeah, it is. I got a different hitbox size.
Bro,
I've got
I
different
picked
shot
Marissa
types.
in Mountain of Faith.
Speeds. Yeah, and?
And then I didn't win, and then I won, and then I beat Suako with Marissa all in one session.
Good job.
I learned.
That's you.
I learned in one session. You've been playing Sanai for 2 games now.
Yeah. Did you see the difference in the shot type?
You're the one who wants to play the bad character.
Huh?
He picks Inferior Reimu and then complains he's not as consistent with Sanai and Reimu.
Can
you believe this man?
Can you believe this man?
He picks Raysen and then puts 3 additional hits with his bomb. And it's like, damn, I'm 15.
I'm so good at video games. I'm so good at video games.
I don't think you're going to be able to beat 15 with Sanai. I'm just saying.
Look, man, the game won't let me not. I'm saying it'll take a while.
I'm just saying that we only got so much time in the day. And Marissa is going to take a lot of dodging for me, but you are going to have to just sit sit there and dodge and actually hit things.
Yeah.
Have fun with that. Anyway,
will.
goddamn, wasting time. Killing it here. Monday, coming back with... What are we doing again? Fairy Wars. Right. We're going to get Fairy Wars out of the way. And then after that, 14. 15 is on the horizon, chat. And we'll be there soon again. Oh, God.